Hello everybody, how are you? My name is Brittany McLean. I am your celebrity pro makeup artist and I'm here for you every Tuesday for Just the Tip Tuesday. I am here for this like ghoulish, Betty Page, psychobilly aesthetic lately, so here we are. I've done just a different kind of fall look for you, right? Like this is gonna be our intro to fall. I wanted to start with something a little simple, something that's gonna be something you can tailor to make your own. If you want to add gashes, if you want to do anything fun to pair with this, you can totally do that. I love something with a bold lip, a smoky eye, like impactful eyeshadows. I love this lip. I'm obsessing over it actually, so really love that. But I am excited for Halloween. It's a vibe. And this is one time a year where you don't get judged for dressing exactly how you want or how you wouldn't normally dress. And for me, Halloween is all year round, but for those who don't celebrate Halloween all year round, you don't have to do all that. But we love a good graveyard girl digger vibe, right? Like, so that's what this look is. And feel free to make it your own. Add a gash here, add a gash there, add a gash anywhere you want. There's 5 Tuesdays in October, so that means there's gonna be 5 different Halloween looks. I'm really excited about that. So yeah, if you want to see more, just continue watching. Hello, my lovelies. It's October 1st. Do you know what that means? Of course you do. It's spooky season, baby. I can just smell the fall in the air. The leaves are falling. Like, it is my favorite time of the year. Here we are. I'm back. I took a week off last week because I was just really feeling it, y'all. Like, our kids, they just started school back. So, like, of course, they bring all of the germs home and all of the things that go with that, and so I got a nice little allergy thing going on. And then there was a stomach bug in our household too. It was not fun. So I'm back and I'm feeling better this week, so I figured I would make a video because I've missed you. But today I'm gonna keep it easy. I've already prepped my face. I've already put my face makeup on and everything. I've already prepped and primed my eyes. My brows are all prepped and primed as well. So it's not dead girl makeup, so ignore my lips, but I have foundation on my lips. I have a hot tip for you, by the way, that's coming with the lipstick later, so I will tell you that. But we're gonna get started. You guys already kind of know how I roll. I'm going to be listing any products and the details below, so you'll have that when the time comes. But I am going to first start with a very pale pinky shade. It's almost like an apricot color. It's really, really pretty. And this is gonna go all over above my crease, along this, like, I call it a little fatty part of my eye. I don't know how else to describe it, but you know, that whole real estate. And I'm gonna do a good amount. You know, you just want to have that kind of coverage built in. Your girl needs to do something with her brows, but you know what? We're just gonna keep on keeping on. It'll be all right. We're gonna go ahead and do that for both eyes, both top portions of our crease. Oh, Mr. Pantaloons. It's Pork. He's saying hello. And the reason I did my face makeup this time, guys, I've been really on, okay, here's the deal. Here's the situation. I need a camera. Like, I need an actual, like, vlogging camera, like a nice one. I found one that I really would like to have, but you know, it costs money, right? And so every YouTube person has to start somewhere. And you'll have to excuse Mr. Cash, he's eating right now. Prime time. They wanna, okay, and he's thirsty. Hang on. You know how it goes around here. Sometimes it's a kid, sometimes it's an animal, sometimes it's a husband. It's fine. I found a really good one on Amazon. And so I really would like to have that one, but just like any YouTube person, it takes time to monetize or to do anything. And I obviously want to put out the best content I can for you, and this also includes the issues I was having the week before with like the CapCut and Filmora. I was so upset with Filmora. Listen, don't even get me started. I'm not going to go on the tangent, but I will just say that I went back to CapCut, and then once I get my camera I get an SD card, and I can just start editing on my laptop. That's the plan. So for now, I'm still using my phone, but I'm having to do kind of these like shorter videos because it's just too much for those apps to handle on my phone. So, and my iCloud hasn't been syncing up with my phone as well. So like I can't get my videos on my iCloud account. I don't know. So I'm like on the struggle bus here. I'm taking a burnt orange color now, a little bit deeper of a color, not so apricot, right? It's a burnt orange, and I'm gonna buff that in kind of the same place, but I'm not gonna go as high. I'm gonna stay at the crease with using the same brush, but I'm just going to, and you can open your eye if it helps, just to help you not get it on your lid, but just back and forth motions, back and forth. And your girl can't not smoke this out. So it's gonna be a little bit of a smoky eye. I'm gonna get a plain fluffy brush with no product on it at all. If you have a secondary one, just grab whichever one you have. And I'm just gonna gently like, just buff it like Jimmy, you know? I'm just gonna take it and I'm just gonna kind of soften this a little bit, just so that it looks more worn in and diffused. Do you see how pretty that looks? Established creators work really, really hard their first, you know, couple of years, and then they can give you better content, and that's how they all start. If you go back and look at even the most popular YouTuber you can think of, and you look at their like videos from way back when they first started, you can see that the quality isn't as great, and it just takes time to build that. Do you like my background? I don't even know, it's fabric. I bought a yard of it just to have as a background because I felt like I needed some kind of something back here so you didn't have to see my wall. You see, that's the kind of quality content that we're trying to work with here. Work with here. But I digress. Right now we're working with what we have, and I appreciate you guys. And if you're, you know, here for this, then you'll get to see my content as it grows. So love that for me and for you. Then I'm taking that plain brush with really nothing on it, and I'm just kind of softening and diffusing this color. And I like to push up a little bit with it because it does give you more of an airy shading through the brow, but without pushing too much color up. You see how it looks so soft? This is better. Okay, yeah. So this is making more sense now. And I'm just gonna kind of gently buff it out. Kind of like that on both sides. A little bit of like a yellow color, just like an ochre, warm yellow. Nothing too crazy, nothing too bright. With a small shader brush. I don't know what this is gonna do. Maybe it does nothing, but you know what? We're just gonna do it. Because that's how you learn, you play. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's not doing anything. I'm gonna do the other eye because I feel like I have to do the other eye. If I don't do the other eye and then I do something different, I'm gonna have two different looking eyes. So we're just gonna do the same thing for both. All right, you know, it's giving something, but it's not really giving what I want it to give. So instead, I think we're gonna do the browns. I feel like we need warmth, and so that's what I'm feeling called to do, so we're gonna do that. Actually, because things change as they do. You know how we roll, right? So there's this really pretty like tone right here. I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna grab her. This is called Core by Danessa Myricks, and this is like, this is a very versatile palette. I've told you guys about this palette before. This is the Groundwork palette, and it's really a nice palette because it's used for brows, eyes, lips, face. It's literally a multi-use palette, and who doesn't love that? Like, and this color just screams fall, so that's what we're gonna do, y'all. This is pumpkin spice on our eyes. This is going to lay a base down for whatever brown I put on top, okay? So this is like warming this up for us, like priming for the brown tone that we put on top. I'm gonna go in with a brown color that's kind of similar, and it's gonna tie in these tones together. Let's see. Yeah, it's almost like a chocolate, but like a light chocolate, not like a dark chocolate. I feel like if you can make brown eyes pop with certain colors, you can do the same thing on pretty much any other eye color and it's gonna look really nice. So, but I love browns on people that have brown eyes, green eyes, blue eyes. Like, to me, it just looks so beautiful. And I'm just so here for that. And with it being fall, like, who doesn't love a nice, good smoky eye? So how was your week last week? Tell me in the comments below, like, how your week was. Please tell me you missed me. Did you miss me? I hope you missed me. It's fine if you didn't, but if you did, I missed you too. Thank you. Last week, we just needed a mental break. Like, I don't know. I was getting so frustrated with like the back and forth with like CapCut and Filmora and like trying to figure out my life with the recording stuff that like your girl just needed a break. Because I only want to give you guys the best content I can, you know? I don't know anything about cameras. I don't know anything about recording anything. I've had to learn everything on my own based on what I've seen from others, or if it's out there for the world to see and they want to share that information, I'm going to go on the socials and like look at how people are filming and things like that. And I think that's super helpful. All right, I'm going in with the color Harvest right here with Danessa Myricks palette and that Groundwork palette. So pretty. I'm going in with that one because Harvest, that's just obviously it fits, obviously. Adding this shade just creates a little more depth in the tones. Now, I'm gonna do like a black charcoal color and I'm gonna smoke out the lash line. All right, so I'm going in on my lash line and I'm going to just use a little bit of a black. You can use a liner, obviously. I'm using the shade Tourmaline from the Danessa Myricks palette. You could totally do a cat eye if that tickles your fancy. But you don't have to, but you can. I always like a nice upward motion kind of eye. And the thing I love, okay, here's the thing I love about this palette the most. You would never be able to tell that this wasn't an eyeliner. Like the creamy formula, what I love about it is there's one side that's a cream, there's one side that's a powder. That's why I say these two, like, so this is a cream, this is a powder, this is what I'm using. And it's like a very nice, like charcoal, and the black is like shimmery, which is beautiful. But yeah, I am totally loving this creamy formula. Once it dries down, it's good to go. And don't worry, we're gonna clean this up on the sides. And you know what else? If you wanted to make this eye a little more red toned, this would be a super cute little devil look. So like if you have like little devil horns or whatever, like that would be super cute too. All right, same thing with this eye. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're gonna cut this out a little bit so that it looks more sharp and more precise. What really inspired me for this kind of look to start was we went to, Sunday was my husband's birthday. And we went over the weekend to this event at the Texas Motor Speedway. And it was called the Good Guys Car Show. I believe it's annual. They do it every year. And it's always a big event. It's always like a really big kind of just a bunch of cars, classics, a bunch of classics, souped up cars, just every kind of car you can think of with a classic hot rod style, they're gonna have it. And it was a really fun event. And I'm a big fan of like rat fink and like classic cars in general. And it reminded me of my psychobilly days. I've always had a soft spot for like rockabilly and psychobilly, that punk music mixed with that classic style. Think Crybaby. Yeah, I've always been a huge fan of that vibe. And so I was so excited to finally get to go and see some classic cars. And my husband's a car guy, so it was a lot of fun just to see him thrive and like his element and his vibe, and he was loving it. So I love that for him. but I'm a huge fan of Rat Fink. And so I had my Rat Fink shirt on and I got so many compliments. And of course I got press on nails to kind of fit the vibe. And then I found another Rat Fink shirt. It says Burn in Love on it. And she has my hair. I was like, ah, well, I'm buying that. So, and let me tell you something. Everything is marked up out there, okay? I'm telling you. We had a good time, and that's really all it was about. So I'm gonna do just like the smallest amount of like a white silver, and I'm just gonna do it kind of like that, and then I'm just gonna like, yeah. And I'm just gonna brush it all along the bottom part. There she is. Just like the smallest amount of like shimmer. Like, I'm here. What do you think? Do we like that? I think it looks nice because it's not super shimmery all over. It just kind of like adds something there. And honestly, by the time I do lashes and everything else, it'll be a little less than that too, but I like where this is going. Now I'm gonna start buffing out and doing the bottom part. I'm gonna do a little bit of that same terracotta, that burnt orange terracotta color, and then I'm gonna do the apricot color below. Be right back. Probably look like a crazy person, like a crazy rabid raccoon, and that's fine, that's the vibe, right? So I've smoked out the top and the bottom. I'm going to apply a lash. I've done the eyeliner on the water lines. I've done everything, essentially what I did for the bottom, just so that you don't feel like you're missing anything. I took all these colors that I used on my lid and I basically put them down here. With the darkest, I started to kind of fade it, so I didn't go all the way in with the dark. I kind of kept it a little bit lighter there, but everything else, I kind of went from the middle back, and that's what we did there. I'm gonna use some longer lashes for this look because the black tends to take up a lot of the lid space. If you have a smaller set eye, I meant to mention this earlier, if you have a smaller eye, I would maybe do less eyeliner on the water lines. Keep it pretty simple with the smaller eye shapes. You don't want to do anything too dark because it'll make it look smaller. So if that's the case with your eye shape, then you could do a white on the water line, and then below that do a black, just to kind of make your eye appear a little bigger. You could also apply the white on the upper water line as well, and then black on the upper lid, and that will help your eye look bigger. So I wanted to show you really quick the difference. I've got a lash on this eye and then not one on this eye, obviously. But what I wanted to show you was kind of how this liner looks with the eyelash on. So I wanted something with a more lifted effect, so this is going to give me more volume through the end of the lashes. So I'm gonna pop the other one on, but I wanted you to see just how much of that silvery color, you know, it's like a peekaboo of color. I love this look, and so if you wanted to do a smaller lash, the smaller lash is gonna let you see more of that color. Okay, I would never normally do a black brow, but because of this specific kind of look, we're gonna go ahead and do something with a little bit of a darker brow than I normally would gravitate towards. So normally I do more of like an ash brown or something just more neutral, but the black is just fitting with what we have going on. And you could even, if you don't have much of an eyebrow to begin with, you could even change your shape just to give this a little more character. I'm going to do probably just more of a natural shaded brow, something not too far off from what I normally do, but you could certainly do that if you wanted to do something fun or just something more Halloween style, or something, you know, that's just meets your needs. So whatever that is for you. Some people like black brows naturally. Even with me having black hair, I think black brows tend to be a little too harsh. And black is a color that once it's on, it's really kind of difficult to change. You can fade it a little bit, but every black has a different undertone to it. So if you were to brush it out, it might have a gray undertone or a blue undertone. I've even seen some have more of like a green undertone. So it really just depends on what you're trying to do. I am taking a really thin brush with a little bit of that black pomade color from that Danessa Myricks palette, And I'm just kind of gently creating like these hair stroke motions. I'm really just wanting to give it more of a dramatic shape. So I'm gonna drag it down just a little bit more than I normally would, and then kind of give this more of a higher arch up here. Kind of something like that, just a little more bold and dramatic. But then I'm also going to take a little bit of just a clean spoolie like this, and I'm just going to very gently brush it through. And then same thing with this eyebrow on this side. We're gonna go on to lipstick. Now what I was gonna show you was for the Just the Tip Tuesday, was I was going to do a way that you can kind of keep your lipstick on longer. And the way I typically will do that is a little thin coat of foundation over my lips. And then what I like to do is go over it with a little bit of powder. And if you exfoliate your lips too, that's super helpful. You can take like a little wash rag and you can just kind of gently stimulate the lips and it'll get kind of the dead skin off. You can do that. However you want to exfoliate is fine. And I apply a little bit of powder. This prevents the bleeding. It helps to prevent the bleeding. And then the other thing you could do is you could apply a black, for me, with this look, a black lip liner, and that is going to help keep the lip gloss or the lipstick from running into any creases. I like doing that because it also helps with the wear time. Okay, so I've applied the lip liner all over. This is the black lip liner in the shade Bull Chic from ColourPop, and I have applied it all over. I kind of cleaned up a little bit, and I forgot the most important thing, and that was to show you how to cut the liner. And you've probably seen this trick a million times, but I'm gonna show you again. And you're gonna take the concealer, make it flat as you can, and you're going to drag it upwards. A cream or a wax base concealer works best. I have liquid, so that's what we're working with. Take this brush here and push it upwards because I have liquid and it's just not doing like what wax or cream does, which is keeps it like contained. Cream and wax is just more pulled together, so it's not gonna give you any kind of running like a liquid concealer does. Eyeliner. And then I'm just going to kind of gently marry the liners together, kind of like that. And that's how you can clean up your liner if it's not crisp enough for you. And then if you feel like it's not sharp enough, you can always take any leftover black and push it up. And I'm gonna get my NYX Suede lipstick in the shade Stone, and I'm gonna apply it right on top of the black liner. All right, and for fun, and we're gonna add just the smallest amount of like a blue shimmer to the high point. And what better brush to use than my Jack Skellington brush, so we're just gonna use that one with a little bit of that blue. Just right on top, kind of like a lip topper almost, but an eyeshadow. And then what I'm gonna do now is do a little bit of a highlighter. I'm gonna use something more like that silver color, and I'm gonna put that on my high cheekbones, my nose, anywhere I feel like I want a little highlight. I sprayed my face with setting spray so that it gives me something to have this adhere to. Going in there with a really pearlescent, pretty, like white shimmery eyeshadow. And honestly, like the more fair, the more light the whole overall look is, the better vibe it'll be, I feel like. So you can definitely do like a white out, all kind of like just more pale aesthetic. Okay, so this is gonna be the overall look. What do we think? Do we like this? Do we love it? Would you wear this? What do you think? Is this something that you could do for like a Halloween party or like a devil look? Like I said, you could smoke this out, make it a little more red and more vibrant. This is like your graveyard digger girl kind of vibe aesthetic. But that's why I love Halloween, because there's really no rules. Anything like that flies out the window and it's just meant to be fun and creative. And that's what we're here for. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for coming along with me as I made this look, and I hope the next couple of weeks will be just as exciting and fun, if not more fun, since we'll be doing a little bit more with makeup. So make sure you tune in next week, because next week we're gonna do something a little more different. We're gonna gradually step into different Halloween looks that will be a little more elevated, a little more advanced, and I think you're gonna be excited about it, just like I am. Yeah, I hope you enjoy this look, and I hope you get to enjoy the other looks too. So join me every Tuesday for Just the Tip Tuesday.